Ladies and gentlemen, let me start by saying this. The secret to attracting quality men isn't about what you wear, what you weigh, or how well you play the role you think someone else wants. It's about who you are when no one's watching. Self-worth is the foundation of any meaningful connection. If you don't see your own value, how can you expect someone else to? You've got to walk into every room like you belong there, not because you're trying to prove anything, but because you know deep down that you are enough exactly as you are. Now let's talk about confidence. I'm not talking about arrogance. I'm talking about the kind of confidence that comes from owning your story, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Quality men don't want perfect, they want real. Perfection is exhausting, but authenticity, that's refreshing. But before you can attract quality, you need to define what quality means to you. Is it about character, integrity, ambition? Don't just look at the surface, look at the soul. Because when you know what you're looking for, you stop settling for less than you deserve. Energy is everything. When you walk into a space with purpose, positivity, and gratitude, you change the atmosphere. That kind of energy is contagious, and the right people will be drawn to it. Let me be clear, setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's necessary. When you say no to disrespect, to dishonesty, to mediocrity, you're saying yes to the life and the relationships you deserve. Quality men don't fear boundaries, they respect them. But don't lead with desperation. Lead with kindness, with compassion, with grace. The way you treat others, especially when you don't have to, says everything about who you are. And the right man, he'll see that and cherish it. Finally, never stop growing. A commitment to your own evolution spiritually, emotionally, intellectually is magnetic. It shows that you're not just waiting for someone to complete you, you're building a life that's already whole. So the secret, it's not a game or a trick. It's about being the kind of person you want to attract. Because when you elevate yourself, you'll naturally attract those who are already operating at that level. Be true. Be bold. Be you. The rest will follow. To attract quality men, it all begins with understanding your own value. Self-worth is not something you get from someone else. It's a belief you cultivate within yourself. It's the way you carry yourself, the way you speak to yourself in the quiet moments, and the way you set the standard for how others treat you. If you don't see your own worth, the world will reflect that back to you. I think about it when you walk into a room, people can sense your energy before you even say a word. They can feel whether you're confident in who you are or if you're searching for validation. Quality men aren't looking for someone who needs their approval to feel complete. They're drawn to women who already know they're enough. That kind of self-assurance doesn't just attract respect, it commands it. But self-worth isn't just about confidence, it's about boundaries. It's about knowing what you will and won't tolerate. It's the quiet strength to say, this is who I am and this is what I deserve. And here's the thing, when you honor yourself, the wrong people will fall away. That's not rejection, it's redirection. It's making space for the right kind of people to enter your life. Building self-worth is an inside job. It's not about achievements or external validation. It's about looking in the mirror and loving the person looking back, flaws and all. It's about knowing that your value doesn't diminish because someone else can't see it. When you recognize your own worth, you stop chasing what's not meant for you and start attracting what is. A quality man will notice the way you carry yourself. He'll see the way you value your time, your energy, and your dreams. That's what will draw him in. He won't see you as someone to complete, but as someone who complements, someone who stands tall in her own right. So if you want to attract someone who respects you, admires you, and cherishes you, the first step is to do those things for yourself. Love yourself fiercely. Believe in your heart that you are worthy of a life full of love, joy, and respect. When you live that truth, the right person will see it too, and he'll rise to meet you at your level. Confidence is the essence of attraction. It's not about how you look, how much money you make, or the titles you hold. It's about the way you carry yourself, the belief in your own abilities, and the comfort you have in your own skin. Confidence is magnetic because it reflects self-assuredness and authenticity, two traits that draw people in without effort. Perfection, on the other hand, is an illusion. It's a mask, a facade that we create out of fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. The pursuit of perfection is exhausting, and it creates a barrier between you and the connection you're seeking. No one can relate to someone who seems flawless because being human is about embracing imperfection. It's in our flaws, our quirks, and our unique experiences that our true beauty lies. A confident woman doesn't try to hide her imperfections, she owns them. She knows that her journey with all its ups and downs has shaped her into the person she is today. She doesn't shy away from her story, she embraces it, knowing that it's her authenticity, not a polished version of herself that will resonate with the right person. Quality men aren't looking for perfection because they know it doesn't exist. What they're drawn to is the strength of a woman who can stand in her truth. Confidence means being unapologetically you even when it feels risky. It's about walking into a room and not needing to be the loudest or the most noticed, but carrying an aura that says, I know who I am and I'm comfortable in my own skin. Confidence is also about resilience. It's about falling down and getting back up, not letting failure define you, but using it as fuel to grow. It's about being vulnerable enough to show your true self, knowing that vulnerability is not weakness but strength. A confident woman isn't afraid to say, I don't have all the answers, but I'm willing to learn. I'm not perfect, but I'm perfectly me. When you stop chasing the need to be perfect and focus on building confidence, you stop trying to fit into someone else's mold. Instead, you create a space where the right person can see you for who you truly are. And when that person comes along, they won't be drawn to your facade, they'll be drawn to your courage, your authenticity, and your unwavering belief in yourself. That's the kind of connection that lasts. To attract quality, you first need to understand what quality means to you. It's not a one-size-fits-all definition. It's deeply personal, shaped by your values, your experiences, and your vision for your life. Quality isn't about surface-level traits like appearances or material possessions. It's about substance, character, and alignment with your core beliefs. Start by asking yourself what matters most to you. Is it honesty? Kindness? Ambition? Integrity? These qualities are the foundation of what you truly seek in a relationship. Without clarity, you might find yourself drawn to what looks good on the outside but lacks depth. Knowing your own standards helps you differentiate between someone who checks superficial boxes and someone who aligns with your values. Quality also means compatibility, not perfection, but harmony. It's about finding someone who complements your strengths and supports your growth. It's not just about how they treat you when things are easy, but how they show up when life gets challenging. A quality person brings stability, not chaos, partnership, not control and respect, not manipulation. To define quality, reflect on the relationships you've seen or experienced, what inspired you, what hurt you. Each experience offers a lesson. Maybe you've learned that a quality man values communication and listens with empathy. Maybe you've realized that integrity means not just saying the right things but living by them. These insights become your blueprint for what you deserve. Defining quality also requires you to look inward. You attract what you align with. If you value growth, ask yourself if you're actively pursuing your own. If you seek kindness, ensure you're embodying it. Quality doesn't only reside in the person you're seeking, it starts with you. When you're clear on your values and live by them, you naturally draw people who resonate with that energy. Remember, defining quality isn't about creating an impossible checklist. It's about identifying the non-negotiables that reflect who you are and where you're going. It's about prioritizing the traits that matter most and recognizing that no one, including you, is flawless. Quality isn't perfection. It's about striving for consistency, authenticity, and alignment. When you define what quality means to you, you stop settling for anything less. You become intentional about who you give your time and energy to. And when you meet someone who truly aligns with your definition of quality, you'll recognize it not because they're perfect, but because they're right for you. Energy is the silent language of connection. Long before words are spoken or actions are taken, your energy introduces you to the world. It's the invisible force that can either draw people closer or push them away. Energy isn't something you fake. It's a reflection of your inner state, your mindset, and how you show up in life. When you understand the power of your energy, you realize that it plays a crucial role in attracting quality men. Think about how you feel in the presence of someone who exudes joy, positivity, and purpose. Their energy is magnetic, uplifting, and contagious. Now compare that to being around someone who constantly complains, radiates negativity, or lacks direction. That energy drains you. The same principle applies when others encounter you. Your energy either lights up the room or dims the possibility of deeper connection. Positive energy doesn't mean being happy all the time. It means carrying a sense of purpose and gratitude even when life gets tough. It's the ability to find beauty in small moments, to persevere with resilience, and to believe that good things are always within reach. Quality men are naturally drawn to women with this kind of energy because it signals emotional stability, optimism, and strength. But energy isn't just about positivity, it's also about presence. When you're truly present in a moment, when you're engaged, attentive, and listening with your whole heart, you create a powerful connection. Being present shows that you're not distracted by insecurities, worries, or trying to impress. Instead, you're fully yourself, and that authenticity is incredibly attractive. Energy is also tied to self-awareness. Are you in tune with the energy you're putting out into the world? When you're tired, stressed, or feeling insecure, your energy can reflect that. The good news is that energy is something you can reset. Through self-care, mindfulness, and surrounding yourself with positive influences, you can recharge and realign. Your energy also communicates how you see yourself in your life. If you carry the energy of abundance, joy, and possibility, it signals to others that you're open to receiving the same. If your energy is filled with self-doubt, fear, or desperation, it can create a barrier, even unintentionally. Quality men are attracted to women whose energy feels like an invitation not to fix or rescue, but to grow alongside. Ultimately, energy matters because it's the essence of how you live and love. When you cultivate an energy that reflects confidence, gratitude, and authenticity, you don't have to chase connections, they naturally find you. Your energy becomes a beacon drawing in not just any man, but the right man, the one who resonates with the light you bring into the world. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. It's a declaration of what you will and won't accept in your life, a way to protect your peace, and a guide for others on how to treat you. Boundaries are not about building walls to keep people out. They're about creating clear pathways that define where you stand and what you stand for. When it comes to attracting quality men, boundaries are essential not just for filtering out what doesn't serve you, but for inviting in what does. Fear often creeps in when we think about setting boundaries and worry about being seen as difficult, unkind, or even losing a connection altogether. But here's the truth: the right people won't walk away because of your boundaries. They'll respect you more for having them. Quality men are drawn to women who know their worth, and setting boundaries is one of the most powerful ways to show that you value yourself. Boundaries are about clarity. They allow you to communicate your needs and expectations in a way that's firm but respectful. Without them, relationships can become murky, and you may find yourself tolerating behaviors that erode your confidence and joy. When you set boundaries, you create a framework for healthy, balanced relationships. You show that you're not afraid to stand up for yourself, even if it means risking discomfort or confrontation. Setting boundaries requires self-awareness. You have to know what's important to you, what you're willing to compromise on, and what is non-negotiable. This means taking the time to reflect on your values, your past experiences, and the lessons you've learned. What made you feel disrespected before? What left you feeling drained or unappreciated? Those moments hold the key to understanding where your boundaries need to be drawn. When you set boundaries, you're not just protecting yourself, you're also creating a space for others to show up authentically. Boundaries encourage mutual respect and accountability. They signal to a quality man that you're serious about your emotional well-being and that you expect the same from him. A man of character will see your boundaries not as obstacles, but as opportunities to deepen the connection through trust and understanding. It's important to remember that setting boundaries is not about controlling others, it's about taking control of your life. It's about saying, this is what I need to thrive without apology. Boundaries also evolve as you grow. What you needed in one season of your life may change as you gain more clarity and confidence. Fear of setting boundaries often comes from a place of scarcity, the belief that if you say no to someone, there won't be another opportunity. But abundance begins when you embrace the power of no. Saying no to what doesn't align with your values makes room for what does. It clears the way for relationships that are built on mutual respect, care, and integrity. Ultimately, boundaries are a form of self-love. They teach others how to honor you, but more importantly, they teach you how to honor yourself. When you set boundaries without fear, you don't just attract quality men, you attract the life you deserve. Kindness is a quiet strength, a force that leaves a lasting impression because it comes from a place of genuine care and self-assurance. When you lead with kindness, you create a foundation of trust, respect, and warmth that draws people in, including quality men. Kindness is not about people-pleasing or losing yourself to make someone else comfortable. It's about extending grace to others while remaining firmly rooted in your own self-worth. Desperation, on the other hand, is born from fear of being alone, of not being enough, or of missing out. It often shows up as overcompensating, settling, or trying to force connections that aren't meant to be. Desperation clouds judgment and creates an energy of neediness that can push others away. It sends a signal that you don't believe you're worthy of love on your own terms, which is the opposite of what attracts quality men. When you lead with kindness, you approach relationships with a sense of abundance rather than lack. You're not looking for someone to complete you because you already feel whole. This wholeness allows you to give freely without expecting something in return. Acts of kindness, whether it's a thoughtful gesture, a listening ear, or a word of encouragement, are more powerful when they come from a place of authenticity rather than a desire to win someone's approval. Kindness is also about patience, both with yourself and with others. It's understanding that love isn't something you chase or force, it's something that unfolds naturally when the time is right. Leading with kindness means giving yourself permission to wait for the right person instead of settling out of fear. It's about having faith in your own worth and the belief that the right connection will come when it aligns with your values and vision for your life. Being kind doesn't mean being passive or letting others take advantage of you. True kindness has boundaries. It's the ability to be compassionate while also standing firm in your expectations. It's saying, I care deeply, but I also value myself enough to walk away if this isn't right. This balance is what separates kindness from desperation. When you lead with kindness, you also create an environment that encourages openness and vulnerability. Quality men are drawn to women who make them feel safe to be themselves, who inspire them to be better without judgment. Kindness invites authenticity, and in turn, it fosters deeper, more meaningful connections. Desperation, on the other hand, often tries to control the outcome of a relationship. It's the need to prove your worth or to secure someone's affection at all costs. But love that comes from desperation is never stable or fulfilling because it's rooted in insecurity. Leading with kindness means letting go of that need for control. It's about trusting the process and knowing that the right man will see your kindness as a strength, not a weakness. Ultimately, leading with kindness is about showing up as your best self, not because you're trying to impress someone, but because it's who you are. It's about being generous with your heart while protecting it at the same time. Kindness, when paired with confidence and self-respect, is one of the most attractive qualities you can possess. It speaks volumes about your character, and it paves the way for a relationship built on mutual respect, care, and love. Investing in growth is one of the most powerful ways to attract quality men and, more importantly, to create a fulfilling and meaningful life. Growth is about becoming the best version of yourself, not for anyone else, but for you. It's the willingness to step out of your comfort zone, challenge your limitations, and embrace the process of continual self-improvement. A woman who invests in her growth radiates confidence, purpose, and a sense of direction that naturally draws in those who share her values. Growth starts with self-awareness. It's taking the time to reflect on your strengths, your areas for improvement. It's acknowledging your past, learning from it, and using those lessons to shape a brighter future. Growth requires you to be honest with yourself, to confront the habits, beliefs, or patterns that no longer serve you, and to actively work toward change. This kind of self-work signals to others that you're not stagnant, you're evolving. When you invest in your personal growth, you're not waiting for someone else to come along and fix you or make your life complete. Instead, you're building a life that is already rich and fulfilling on its own. This independence and sense of purpose are incredibly attractive to quality men because they see someone who values herself enough to continuously strive for more, not in a material sense, but in terms of character, wisdom, and depth. Growth also means being open to new experiences. It's about saying yes to opportunities that expand your perspective, whether that's learning a new skill, traveling to unfamiliar places, or engaging in meaningful conversations with people from different walks of life. Each new experience adds layers to who you are, making you a more interesting, dynamic person. A quality man will notice and appreciate this depth because it shows that you're not afraid to embrace life fully. Emotional growth is just as important as personal and professional growth. It's about developing emotional intelligence, the ability to understand your own emotions and navigate relationships with empathy and maturity. This means learning how to communicate effectively, manage conflict constructively, and maintain a sense of balance even when things get tough. Emotional growth demonstrates that you're not only capable of handling life's challenges, but also of building a healthy, lasting partnership. Investing in growth also means setting goals for yourself and taking deliberate steps to achieve them. Whether it's pursuing a career you're passionate about, cultivating a talent, or deepening your spiritual practice, having goals shows that you have a vision for your life. A quality man will be drawn to your ambition and respect the dedication you show to your own journey. However, growth is not about striving for perfection. It's about progress. It's understanding that you're a work in progress and being proud of the effort you're putting in. It's giving yourself grace when you stumble and celebrating every small victory along the way. This attitude of resilience and self-compassion is what makes growth so empowering. When you invest in your growth, you're not just improving yourself, you're raising your standards. You begin to attract people who are also committed to growth and who will encourage and support you in your journey. A quality man will see your commitment to self-improvement as a sign that you value your potential, and he'll be inspired to rise to that same standard. Ultimately, growth is about creating a life that feels rich and meaningful to you. It's about becoming the kind of person who not only attracts quality, but also adds quality to every relationship and experience. When you make growth a priority, you don't just attract love, you attract a life filled with purpose, passion, and endless possibilities. In the end, the secret to attracting quality men is not about following trends, changing who you are, or trying to fit into someone else's idea of perfection. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, rooted in self-worth, radiating confidence, and leading with authenticity. It's about having the courage to set boundaries, the wisdom to invest in your growth, and the strength to stand in your truth, even when it feels challenging. Quality relationships begin with the energy you bring to the world. When you cultivate positivity, kindness, and a sense of purpose, you don't just invite connection, you inspire it. You create space for the right man to see and appreciate you, not as someone who needs fixing, but as someone who enhances his life with their own unique light. Remember, you are not waiting to be chosen, you are choosing. You are choosing to live with intention, to love yourself fiercely, and to demand the same level of respect and value that you give. When you operate from this place of clarity and self-respect, the right person won't just notice you, they'll rise to meet you at your level. So walk forward with confidence, grounded in your worth, and open to all the possibilities life has to offer. Attracting a quality man isn't just about him, it's about you. It's about the life you're building, the standards you're setting, and the love you're ready to give and receive. The secret has always been within you. Now it's time to embrace it.